So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to break someone down in turtle using a really common wrestling pin. That said, it'll also help you avoid a really common problem that newcomers make in competition, which is they get in here, they've got one hook in, and they get greedy for points, right? Because they're here and they just see this spot, and they're like, if I can only get this second hook in, I'll get 4 points. And what will end up happening a lot of times is that person's elbows are here, they're on top, they're trying to get this hook in, the person hips up, they lose position, and now they didn't get their points. The person gets on top of them, and it's a bad situation. I've had some of my newer white belts do this over the years. And so if this situation has happened to you in the gym or in the competitions, then I'm going to show you how to break this person down and make sure this doesn't happen. And to help you illustrate, or help me illustrate this, I have Mr. Adam Wilson here. Let's get started. All right, guys, so as I said, this is a really common wrestling move that people see all the time. So if we're trying to get this person to really break down, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our thumb, we're gonna stick right there. I'm just kidding. No oil checks here. Anyway.
Dear diary, got raped tonight.
Yeah. So check this out, guys. We've got one hook in right here. So this is the first thing. So I've got this one hook in. Now, before I throw in the upper body, one of my purple belts, Brandon Reed, a really good wrestler, he showed me a really simple trick here. That to lock this person down, I'm going to use this leg, and he said they call this a short hook. Because obviously I've done single leg rides in wrestling before, but he was saying that this little short hook is what they call it, stops him, and it does, from being able to lift up. So watch the difference here. If I'm loaded up here on Adam, Adam can lift his hips up pretty easily, no problem. Now watch, just by taking this foot and then going right in, just in the instep, if he tries to lift up, it's surprisingly tough, isn't it? Now, this will lock in the hips, right? So now we've got our one hook, and we've got this leg locked in position in a single leg ride. Now we're gonna run what's called a power half, right? So we would use this in to pin the person, but we're gonna use this for a different reason in jiu-jitsu. What we're gonna do, now we're up across his body, so if I'm locked down on this hip, I'm gonna go diagonally to the opposite side shoulder, and I'm gonna force his head down with the knuckles and the top of my hand here, and then I'm gonna gable grip here, palm to palm here. Now, when you do this, don't do this too tight to the shoulder, because he can pinch his arm together pretty tight. Not that this will necessarily stop it, but if I can get a little bit of distance here, it helps open this up. Now, at the same time, I wanna shove his head through with my forearm, okay? So when we're here, you're not just shoving him down, but you're shoving him up like this. You're lifting the shoulder or the arm up and shoving his head down. And then as we do this, we can get around to the back right here and break his posture down. Now, here's a really simple trick that I sort of use. So this is true for almost all of my submissions from background and competition. Almost all of them happen before I get the second hook, right? So what most people do is they go for the seatbelt grip, 1-1000, 2-1000, and then they try to get the hook, that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way, perfectly fine. But what I've noticed is that right now, especially in a competition setting, if I'm trying to go for this hook, this is what he's predominantly focused on, right? He's thinking about this hook. So what ends up happening a lot of times is the neck is wide open. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hand, I wanna create a little bit of a disconnection for a moment. Again, if I feel like I'm losing this position, I can always go to the seatbelt. But again, this is very fast. I'll show you what this looks like in a second. But I'm gonna take this hand here, and I'm gonna take my hand, instead of going around like this, I wanna create a disconnection, because I don't want him to feel my hand coming. And then from here, shoot right underneath. Without making a strong contact across, I shoot right through, and I wanna try to get my elbow all the way underneath of his neck. And I can go for my rear naked choke, or in a lot of cases from this position, since this hand's already here, I'll grab the wrist, or not the wrist, but the ridge of the hand, and then finish just like so, okay? Super strong position, but that's how I like to finish it. Now, as I'll show you in a second, worst comes to worst, if they defend the choke, then I'll have the seatbelt grip. So again, going back to it here, we've got the hook, we've got our short hook here, we're playing this single leg ride, I'm going across, running this power half here, and I'm pulling, and again, really wrenching the neck a little bit to get them over. And again, is this uncomfortable? Is this getting their neck are we wrenching on the neck a little bit? We are. But again, very easy way for this to stop. All they have to do is go over to their back, that's it. Now from here, when we go, again, I'll shoot right in for the choke. If they, for some reason, defend it, then hey, the hook becomes open because they're fighting the hand, and I can always just grab my seatbelt grip. Simple as that, right? So last time, guys, you find yourself in a one hook position instead of trying to go for the double hooks. Now, by the way, if you do get to 2 hooks here and you find yourself like this, be careful, because if he does hip up, it can be really tough to hold this. Come back down. So this can be a position where you can use this as well. You can use the power half. But like I said, I like to try to break the person down first. So we're here, breaking the neck down, getting them to roll, shooting in, going right for the choke. So guys, just a really simple idea from wrestling that you can use in jiu-jitsu. Just tweak it a little bit depending on the rules. Obviously, we would use it for a pin in wrestling, but jiu-jitsu, there's no point in pinning. We're trying to submit the person, right? Especially in that position, we're trying to take the back. There is a point to pinning, but in that situation, we're trying to take the back. So again, that's the idea. Hopefully that helps some of you guys out. If you ever get into the back mount position with that one hook and you're the turtle position, you're getting to that one hook and you can't quite get that second hook in, break their posture down, get them down on their side, start attacking the neck and make the hook become more easily available. I'm finished. Adam?
Adam.